Hello, and welcome to Stud Buds. My name is BrickingUpBrad.
I'm Matt Mellish.
I'm Ethan the Artisan.
And I'm Block.studios. And we are the Stud Buds.
Woo!
How are you doing, one and all? I hope you all had an amazing week. We had very interesting weeks ourselves, and I'm really excited to talk with these guys. We have so much to talk about today. There's been a lot of really interesting news that has been dropped, especially in the Star Wars world. But we'll get to that, guys. First off, Matt Mellish, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How was your week?
Oh, what a loaded question. Well, in terms of Lego, not bad actually. So I went home last weekend to Pittsburgh to hang out with my family some. This weekend, I went to Washington, D.C., took a trip there with a friend, drove 6 hours.
6.
Yeah, had some mild automobile difficulties, but nothing
Uh-oh.
major.
What's an adventure? What's a classic Matt Mellish adventure without automobile?
Very true. Thank you, Ethan, for reminiscing. If Zane was here, he would be able to tell us about Brick Fair and that incredible drive down to Virginia. But alas, Mr. Block Studios will not be joining us tonight. But I went to DC and hung out with some friends down there. And I get down there. I open up the apartment door. I walk in. And I notice right away, it doesn't take me long to sniff out a Lego set in the room. I see on his shelf a Lego set. And I'm like, that's a 2008 droid gunship. Why does he have that sitting on his shelf? And before I ran over to it, I was trying to be polite. I got very excited, but I kind of kept it back. And so my friend is married. His wife's, well, I guess his brother-in-law, to put it mildly, his brother-in-law is also friends with me. He found this Lego set in his basement, sealed.
What?
Wow.
In pristine, well, pretty pristine condition. There's like one little scratch there, but sealed. And he said, "Happy birthday." I said, "My birthday was in November, but I will take a birthday present like that any day of the week."
Wow.
So, holy smokes. Like, I am debating on whether I want to build it or keep it sealed. This was one of my favorite Lego waves ever. 2008.
Yeah, that was a solid wave.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Build it, keep it sealed. Let me know in chat. Too. Build it,
I
keep
think
it
you have a
sealed.
really good friend who would display that. Not joking.
Do you know how much it's worth? I didn't want
How
to really tell him. There's one on Bricklink, new, sealed.
Sealed.
One on Bricklink, sealed.
Maybe like a couple hundred. I'm calling it
320.
200.
200 flat. Brad was right on.
Oh, wow.
Woo!
So
200.
a part of me doesn't want to. I don't think it's. I don't know if the set is $200
You know
worth
what?
of value.
You know what you do?
What do I do?
Hold on to it, keep it sealed, and you find one that's opened.
I think that's the play.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Good idea. Good idea.
That's
Same with
that is good.
same thing I'm doing with Django Fett Slave 1.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
but really,
I think honestly, like that's the hard thing for me. I want to certain sets I want to keep sealed. Like I would love to keep my medieval village sealed, but I want to build that because that's a set I've always dreamed of building. But it's like to me, if I could find one that's already open, that'd be cool. But also, I've had old castle sets have a lot of brittle brown in it.
yes,
Doesn't always hold up great. So
found that out in Rochester last year when you were building a set in our Airbnb and it broke on you.
Oh, man.
it wasn't bad though.
That's like the worst.
Yeah. So I'm just laughing that Ethan is still.
We'll get to Ethan. We'll get to
Yeah.
Ethan. I sorted a pick a brick cup, so I guess that was cool. Made an ASMR video on TikTok of it. TikTok views are low. That's
so Matt's really
story of my life.
ASMR, guys. That's what I.
Story of our life. But I did post a YouTube video just today. Go check it out. It's a combined
Great
review
video.
of the Lego Botanical Dried Flower Centerpiece and Wildflower Bouquet. Ethan, Thank you for checking it out.
I watched it while I was doing the dishes, and I was like, "Oh, those are beautiful looking flowers." They do look
I meant
repetitive.
to
though.
watch that today, but today's been so crazy. I haven't gotten to it.
I don't. It doesn't matter. Go check it out, people. Go. Ethan, you want to tell us what's behind you and how your week was?
So I'm like, it's lucky that I can't believe that I'm actually here because I have one bag left, and I was like, do I like wait and finish this bag and join Stud Buds in the
For
middle?
our audio listeners, because we've been so consistent posting it to Spotify and everywhere. For our audio listeners, one bag left of what?
Okay, so there on March 5th, there was this one particular set that came out, and me and my brother have been really hyped for this set. So we went to the Lego store. Opening day, the Lego store was closed. I was banging on the doors, and I saw it through the window. And it was the Lego Rivendell set.
And he
and
broke in and stole it, and now the cops are trying to find him.
Yeah, that's worse than doing an illegal building technique. But
Hello, 911. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry. But I did go to the Lego store and I got the Rivendell set, and my brother got it too. So technically, there are 2 Rivendell sets in my house right now.
So this is what you gotta do. You gotta now put them together.
That's what I'll do when he's gone one day.
One day.
Oops, I accidentally dropped yours.
And then I get distracted and build 2 Rivendell sets. That's my idea. But the set is super awesome. I love how it can it's awesome. It's hard. I can't.
Don't
grab
try to
it
pick
'cause
that up.
It's
Please.
super big.
Please don't. We've seen what happens when you try to pick up mocks. Okay.
Oh man. Yeah, I have 2 bad stories about that.
Oh, no.
You do not have a good track record.
But it's probably my new favorite Lego set. It is amazing. Ninjago City Gardens was my favorite, but I think this.
The
this beats
fact
it.
that Ethan said that means big things.
It's a good. The pieces.
Would you steal pieces off of it?
I've already
ferns.
eyed a lot.
Like
that Lego ferns. Oh, if I'm ever working on something and I'm like, I need a fern,
I feel like out of all the pieces that could be taken off that's not the end of the world. Like,
yeah, I'll just replace it with some grass stalks.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but do you think that it's worth it and one of your favorite Lego sets because you're a Lord of the Rings fan, or for the set purely alone?
I think it's like a 50-50 thing. I love the movies, and I think they executed it perfectly. So
is the building process enjoyable?
Honestly, I've been watching movies and listening to music, and whenever I'm doing that, I'll enjoy anything. So it's actually been really enjoyable. The roof was fun. It was tedious, but at the end, you have like a little fun end result of sliding like the credit card through all that. So it's kind of fun. But the set is awesome. I'm working on the last bag, and hopefully I will finish it by the end of this Stud Buds episode.
Oh god.
So if I don't talk a lot, that is why. What about you, Mr. BrickingUpBrad?
What have I been up to? CMFs that no one cares about.
We've just accepted at this point that Brad is going to continue spending hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars on these orcs and archers, or just orcs.
No, so I actually stopped with archers because I built my Black Falcon army, and I realized there was one point where I was like, I'm literally in my 16 by 16 box here of this one archer squad. I'm missing one person, so I bought one more to do that. I actually customized them with my other ones. I made a lot of cool knights and archers. And I made I still need to build them, but I got dark blue hoods with the capes to make like rangers. I gave them longbows, so I'm really excited for those. At some point, I'm going to use my Black Falcon army, but right now, like, they're solid. And technically, I do have another 4 Black Falcons sealed in 2 sets, but like they probably won't ever be opened up, so we'll see. Because I have like the blacksmith, and I also have the castle and the Force Bricklink Designer Program set that has a couple in there. But,
oh yeah, that's cool.
So I have a lot, but that army's cool. And So I've just been building up orcs because I really need a lot of them for my mock that I've actually been working on quite heavily. I built a pumpkin patch, which everyone keeps reminding me that pumpkins did not exist during medieval times and were found in America, which I say
sure
neither did orcs. So and so someone came back and was like, well, if you take Lord of the Rings, they're real. And I was like, well, if you take Lord of the Rings, there's also pumpkins in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. This is Brad's fantasy. This is his
Yes.
world.
Well, I also don't have the parts to make a lot of crops, and I feel like I'm gonna post pictures. I did do a video on it, but I'm just gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull out because it can come out.
Boy.
And I'm really proud of this.
Don't drop it.
Yeah, let's see if he pulls an Ethan.
Here we go. Ethan, you could have shown us the gazebo or the council.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Look at that.
So
the techniques are immaculate. And I don't use big words often.
Immaculate.
also, I want to say hi to the chat quickly. What's up, Jack Skywalker? What's up, Brickheadz? And what's up, Sean Studios? My birthday was 3 days ago. Well, happy birthday. So this is it's okay if I give myself a big screen.
Yeah. Give it.
So this is my pumpkin patch mock, which I actually did a lot of detail on. Like there's the Falcon coming in for the kill, which like if you use this piece, it looks really good. You got a bunch of them with the Marvel wave when that happened.
The only reason I bought those CMFs were for those
stands.
And I also put like a path going through it, but it's like overgrown. And I actually I don't know if you can really tell, but there is some building up here to make the ground not just flat. So there is a little bit on each side that's built up, but then I used a lot of leaves and stuff to cover it and vines to make it, because like whenever you look at pumpkin patches, they're very messy. They're never like clean. And I feel like, if it's medieval, then it's definitely not clean. Like, they're just kind of letting that stuff grow. There's a farmer in there. So that's my pumpkin patch mock. And it goes right in front of the farmhouse that I'm still working on. And I'm also working on a barn right now. And I've been watching a couple Netflix kind of Viking shows to get inspiration lately to try to I don't exactly know what to do. I'm going to finish the barn. And then next project is to work on a house that is burning down using these pieces. I think it'd be really cool to actually use some lighting parts. And then on top of it, have the orcs kind of throwing a torch into a building.
I like that. Cool. I like that.
There's gonna be a story. It's not just a building that's on fire. There's a story behind why it's on fire.
That reminds me, when we went to Rochester last year, I remember you got some lights. Are you gonna integrate those in?
This is the lights.
Very nice. Very nice.
I haven't really touched them.
Only been a year.
Yeah. And what's funny, because I'm doing it for that convention. I'm trying to finish this before that convention. So my next goal is to get the barn set up, to get I have some sheep and cows, so get some pastures around. And then I don't know, I'm gonna try to make the ground not so flat. I kind of want to make a path that's going through some higher ground.
Layered. You want a layered look.
If possible. I don't know. If anything, when it comes to it, what I have done is I want to get, basically my goal is to get a base look that looks good, and that way I can start putting minifigures on it. And then my goal is once the convention happens, whatever I have done by then is done, because I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get done by then. So
when is that convention?
Coming up April.
I think it's near the end of April.
I think it was the end of April last
22nd. So
22nd, man. So it's coming up.
Yeah. And it does, but yeah. So, and then my goal is, me and Matt are taking a big trip here and hitting up 3 used Lego stores. I don't know if we really want to talk about that just yet.
We can.
It's your thing until I get the emails. So
Brad's my guest on this one, so no. No, Brad and I are taking a long trip here in a little while to somewhere rather exciting, but I don't really want to divulge too much yet. Just know that we are going on a road trip, and that's
an adventure.
Information enough. We will be hitting several used Lego stores in the way, which I'm personally excited about as well.
Which, honestly, my goal is to find orcs, and I want to see how many, not like the new CMF one. I want to find castle. I want to find fantasy
Orcs?
castle.
You?
I want to find fantasy castle or goblins. So my goal is to see if I can build up my army too with like, cause I don't want just the newer orcs. I want a mixture in there. I might try to find some Ninjago figures because I know there's been some good orcs. So
What is your least favorite figure from the last wave? The dinosaur?
yeah.
I have the dinosaur. It's awesome.
I want someone out there to create a dinosaur army to go against the orcs.
Oh, so my Lego store, they know that I, come basically every week for CMFs at this point. And I've finally been able to find them out in the wild, like in bulk, which has been really nice. But it was really funny. Today I go in and like, oh, we got one for you. Like we saved a bunch for you. And they come out with a CMF
dinosaurs.
box and it's all aristocrats. Now they have had so many that haven't sold of those. There was at least 20 plus in this box of just aristocrats that hadn't sold. And I was like, that would be kind of funny. I think it's just because it's labeled, because they label all theirs. And like, I don't know, that is one of the ones I tend to find a bit more because it is easiest because of that dress. You can't mistake it for any other ones.
No. That and the rocking horse rider. For sure.
Oh, yeah. At first, I couldn't figure out what that figure was because I was feeling, I was like, this feels weird. And I was like, oh, that's the rocking horse. So
yeah,
I don't know. Usually, the falconer, I usually tend to find more than the orc. I do think there is someone else going after orcs in my area because I can't ever seem to find them. So.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, with the orc, it sounds really weird, but when I was feeling mine, it's like the studs are the easiest part for me to feel for some reason.
The sword. Honestly, the sword for me
or
too.
the sword. Yeah. Right.
Because that one's also not in that plastic baggie, which is how I usually find the orc and falconer is by that plastic bag. Which thought of when they go boxes, I don't know if there's gonna be a way that when you can shake that, if you know that there's one with the plastic, I don't know if they're all gonna have that plastic bag, but like, I'm just saying thoughts of when that might happen. So, but yeah, so I'm working on the mock, putting a lot of effort into that, and also getting ready for these trips because there needs to be a lot of planning done. So
there's a lot,
including a really big trip in June that all the stud butts will be. So
officially.
Yes,
officially.
I think we can. Everyone's kind of bought tickets and stuff, so we're gonna be at Brickroll.
We've all bought tickets.
We're going to Chicago.
We got a hotel.
We've all bought tickets.
Oh, I don't need a hotel. I'm just going on the side of the roads and just bring a sleeping bag.
Well, I think we can announce it here. We're going to. Is it Brick Fair or Brick? It's Brick Fair.
Brick Road.
Brick Road. I don't know. There's so many. We're going to a Lego convention in Chicago, guys. June 17th and 18th, I think, are the official days of it. But if you're going before then too, hey, and if you are going, let us know. I know some. Let us know, and we'll definitely want to say hi. So yeah, there's a lot of Lego conventions. It's coming to Lego convention season again. Like I'm already starting to plan for Virginia. So
yeah, it's gonna be crazy this year. This year is gonna be insane.
But Matt, you know what else is kind of insane that's happened this year?
Well, no, not really. It's been kind of a mid-year, honestly.
Well, that's the show guy.
I don't know. They did release a lot of announcements for upcoming sets, but they're not that great. So like, there's no need to talk about them. Right?
So you mean to say there is some?
And now for breaking news.
I don't know why I try to set that up so much.
This year, this has really been like a mid-tier year. Not in terms of Lego. I'm thinking about like just in general. Like what has happened this year? Oh, we got Mando season 3. The episode 1 wasn't that great.
It was like we kind of knew everything.
It was like update if you haven't seen Boba Fett.
Yeah. Oh, IG-11. That was kind of new.
Oh,
like
well,
so there was something that happened on Book of Boba Fett that I do kind of want to talk about, but there's been a lot of there's been 3 new Star Wars sets since we've talked. So the first one is the new Executor Star Destroyer, which this one came out of nowhere. Matt, maybe not for you.
Executor.
Executor. Okay, Executor Super Star Destroyer.
No, now, actually, I want to clarify. Yeah. I did not know about this.
Oh,
this launched. Well, I don't. Just to be clear, I don't get every bit of news before something drops.
For sure.
Some people do, but not me. And I was rather shocked when at midnight this showed up on my Instagram feed. Once again, Executor, as you scroll through. But I was flabbergasted, in fact, that this did not leak.
Yeah,
I was
That's
really
like-
surprised because this is a big deal. Like, sorry, Ethan, go on.
Oh, I love it. Like, I feel like it's not as hyped as a usual set, though. I maybe I just haven't been on social media because I've been building a Rivendell set.
No,
but-
this one when it came out, it was everywhere.
Okay, then
I
I've
couldn't
been
miss
building
it.
a Lego set.
You've been
I was
building
like-
it since Tuesday. I mean, it was Wednesday last week.
I don't know. Maybe
don't remember it.
I just feel like I knew about it. I didn't feel
Ethan's
like
off
it was like,
the grid. He's off the grid.
I just feel like it wasn't as hyped as usual. I like, it's like you don't really hear I haven't heard many people talk about it.
I think there hasn't been a lot of. I've seen a lot of people excited about it, and I think
Yeah.
like I showed this to my coworker, and he's a Lego fan, but he's more of a Star Wars fan. He saw this and was like, "I have to get that." And like when he heard it was $70, he was like, that's amazing. And I think this is worth 70. I mean,
I'd rather it be 70 than
70?
400.
yeah. I mean, and this is the thing. When I first saw this, I thought this was a UCS set at first. I was like, holy crap, they made another UCS one. And I was like, oh no, it's just a smaller one. Now, I will say, we tend to complain a lot on here. And there was one big complaint we made in the past, and I'm really excited that they fixed it with this one. The 40
Right,
Years
let's
of
hear it.
Jedi. This one was, the set is from Jedi, let's be honest. And there's the 45th year there. I can accept that. I accept that this is a 40-year of Jedi set. I
Right.
think that is super awesome that they actually took a set that, a relevant vehicle from Jedi and did it. And it's not just,
Right.
The TIE bomber and they slapped the label, or the helmets or whatever it was.
Right.
Like they actually took something.
And
Now,
this is the one that crashes into the Death Star,
yes.
for those of you who might not remember.
But I think it's a good looking set. I think this is a great display piece.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is solid that, hey, this is a like under $100 display piece that looks really good. That's not a helmet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I will say there's a rumor I heard this is going to be to scale with a Death Star 2 set.
I've not heard that rumor.
No, I don't remember who I heard this rumor from, but I had some friends who told me, and I was like, you know what? That would make sense. But also, who knows?
If they did that, that would be really cool.
Right?
I have no idea if that's ever going to happen, because the Death Star 2 is one of those sets that kind of deserves to be remade at this point, because
Sure.
it's been so long since we've
Mhm.
gotten it. But Ethan, what were you going to say?
How big would that make the Death Star? Like a yoga ball?
Oh, no, that's true.
Probably the first $1,000 UCS set.
It's
That'd
true.
be crazy. That'd be awesome.
Well, the first $1,000 Lego set, period. Actually,
Oh,
Yeah. No, I think about it. Yeah. Ethan and Matt, any other thoughts about this set?
I think it's a solid set.
I think it's a solid set, great display piece. I struggle to understand what the size of it is, right? Like if I had it
Yeah.
in front of me, I might be able to say, okay, I see where they're coming from. I understand why this is as expensive as it is. But from looking at this picture, from counting studs, from looking at the other photos, I don't even think 70. I think 50. I don't know. It's a lot of small
So
pieces.
it's 630 pieces. I was trying to see if they have scale.
See,
Mindful building experience, Executor Star Destroyer members over 5.5 inches high, 17 inches long, and 7 inches wide. So that's over a foot long.
Maybe that's not bad then. I just
No.
need to see it.
Yeah,
in
no, I
front of
agree.
me.
Because
I need to
it's
hold it.
very, because of the images and how it looks, it's
Yeah.
very what's the word? You can't tell. Like when I first saw this, I thought this was a UCS set. Like it looked huge. And then I actually looked at it. I was like, oh no, this is a lot tinier. I don't know.
Right.
It's
It's hard to measure it against anything
Yeah.
really, because you don't have anything in, I don't know, to compare it to, really.
Yeah, and all the images are against the white background. It's not
Yeah.
even like
Yeah.
you'll
Mhm.
so yeah, I think it's cool.
Where's the kid swooshing it around picture?
Yeah.
Or
But I think this was like we've talked about a while back where it's like I don't think there's any sets that or like we've always heard like everything's kind of been leaked. Everything we know about there's been a leak or something of it. This came out of nowhere, and I just think
Yeah.
that's super cool. Like
Mhm.
I was surprised by a set, and
I will say it made it
enjoyed
more
that.
exciting.
I agree.
yeah, oh yeah.
Like I was like, wow, I'm considering this set right now. That's like, is it just because I was like, it came out of nowhere and I'm excited by it, or is it like that it's a good set? I don't know.
I don't know if it's one that I will be picking up just because it is expensive. It's a beautiful display, but just me personally.
Yeah. I'm sure I have gray parts to make a 3D triangle.
Yeah.
Oh,
if I
don't be
wanted-
one of those people. Come on. So much gray. Why
Well,
would I buy it for all the gray?
speaking of more gray, we also got the Snub Fighter that dropped today. Now, all right, everyone calls me the Star Wars hater and all this, and you know what? I'm really excited about this set. I can't fully explain it, but first off, the pirate.
I know why you like it. I know why you
Why?
like it. Because it's different.
Yeah.
Yes, I
It's
think
not.
that's
It doesn't
Not a
have the
Millennium
main
Falcon.
characters. It doesn't have the main characters. It's not an X-wing. It's not a TIE fighter. It's just another ship.
And it kind of reminds me of this one old set from Space Police, Space Police 3. I don't know why. It just kind of reminds me of that. The size of the ship. It's cool to see that windscreen come back.
Yeah.
The pirates look amazing personally. Like I'm super excited for those figures. And I also have a bunch of older pirates from the ATST Raider and some other stuff. So like I'm gonna make a little pirates.
Bay.
Huh?
Barracuda Bay.
No, I mean Star Wars pirates.
I know.
Like
They're all the same.
I honestly like it. I think it is a little bit of another gray chunk, but I don't know. I'm excited. It feels different. It looks different, and I kind of want to grab two of them, make a little pirate, like space pirate mock at some point. So
How much is this one?
35.
30.
So it's about like Obi-Wan's ship.
But they raised it.
No,
They
I think
raised it
Obi-Wan's ship is,
$5.
I think Obi-Wan's ship's no 35, isn't it?
It's 30. It's 30. So that set you get, well, technically 3 if you count the droid. But
Yeah.
they raised it $5 more. I can see where this is going. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm personally just letting everyone know. I was doing this for the last year, actually. Well, yeah, the last year I would say. I'm not buying any Lego sets upon release unless it's double VIP or there's a great gift with purchase. I'm waiting until it's on sale before I buy something. And I would
Sure.
recommend that you do the same.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
Okay.
on
just for
sale,
the
$30.
record,
Not
There's
as bad.
the set has 3 more pieces.
Mm,
Yeah, I know. The only thing I can think of is that giant windscreen. But that's it.
windscreen. It's a new color. 2 new
Yeah.
figures. I don't.
Okay, I'm so glad I'm not the only one. Like,
I kind of
sorry.
do see it too. I saw you point that out on social media earlier. I think it was on Instagram.
Did
yeah,
I?
yeah, I think you did. Or
No.
maybe it was in our group text. I like it. Just as like something different.
Yeah.
But I think it is a bit more expensive. Now, granted, it's also kind of cool that this released upon seeing it in Mando season 3.
Yes,
It was
I
a nice
agree with
lineup.
that. And I feel like we're going to see that as a trend, which is really nice because it means like if we see something in the show. Now, someone did make the point of like, I think it was Jonathan was like, I don't know. I can't remember who it was now. It's like, is it, or maybe it was I don't know. Sorry. There's someone on social media that we're friends with who is like, it's kind of weird that this was the set chosen. Like we've only seen episode 1 of Mando. Does that mean there are so few things to pick to do,
Yeah.
sets of? But I also think we're gonna get a lot more sets from Mando season 3 than from past seasons, and there is a couple other rumored ones. And I'm honestly very excited about the Mando wave because there's some stuff in there that
Well, I mean, like, there's other Star Wars shows coming out this year as well. We got Ahsoka coming up eventually, I think in the fall. That who knows what's gonna come with that?
We have Bad Batch season 2 happening right now too.
Right. And like, I would honestly, this sounds weird. I don't know if you guys are keeping up with Bad Batch. I liked last Bad Batch episode more than Mando season 3.
I heard you're not the only person I've heard that
Wait, which one was the last one?
I don't want to spoil it because it's a good one. There was a certain animal that got loose. We'll put it that way.
It was decent. It was that nostalgia factor, which is why people liked it. I liked the newest episode of Mando. I will say there was a better episode of Bad Batch with a certain character. That
Two-parter.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any of season 2 yet.
Mid-season finale was chef's kiss. Anyways,
but I do think. Sorry, what I was gonna say is like, what I'm really excited about from Mando that we could be getting is we won't get the same old stuff. There's newer stuff.
Mando and Grogu.
It's true, but I'm also just saying in Star Wars in general. In Star Wars in general, we get a lot of some X-Wings and TIE fighters and stuff like that. Whereas there's so many new groups, like the pirates that were introduced. I actually like the pirates are cool, and I definitely know they're coming back. Like, I think this isn't the last time we see the pirates. So to me, I think that we're going to see a lot of cool variation. When the rumors that happens has to do with Mandalore, which I'm really excited about because that's one of my favorite groups in Star Wars. So if they really do go into that group and bring out more Death Watch or whatever group, I think that is the smartest move for LEGO, especially in Star Wars, of being like, hey, we're not going to get you another, I'm just thinking, I don't know, Tatooine set. We're going to get you something different.
Right.
I think is the smartest move. And if that's what they're doing with this season, wave of Star Wars, I'm all here for it.
Okay, but think about it this way with this set.
Okay, wait, hold up. Sorry, Matt, I love you, but Mr. Soros just joined the chat. What is up, Mr. Soros?
Gosh. Ross,
sorry.
Hello there, Ross.
We miss you, Ross. I see you on Emily streams once in a while, but
Brad's flabbergasted. He can't he's losing.
I miss Ross. I love Ross. Ross is a good guy, and he's tons of fun to be around. Yeah. So.
The point I was going to make was think about a set like the Dark Trooper attack. For $30, we get a Luke Skywalker and 3 Dark Troopers for $30. This is $35. We get 2 figs. They have the same face print. I would have liked one more figure, maybe that pirate captain, the pirate lord, the guy that looked like seaweed.
Maybe that would have been really cool.
What?
Maybe that's another set.
Maybe. What if they dropped a set every episode?
Dude, I would be down for that.
That'd be really cool. Ross is all right, I guess. Maybe this isn't Ross. Maybe this is Ross's alter ego because he's speaking in third person now.
Ooh. Okay, wait. It hasn't went through. But he did say, there you go. My rule is these days, every 10 books, there should be a figure, and I do kind of agree with that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Usually I am that guy. Usually I'm the guy who gets on Star Wars. I don't know why, but there's just something about this set that spoke to me. And honestly,
pirate.
It's true.
I was so disappointed when Rivendell didn't come with 50 minifigs.
Got a point.
All right. I think we've beat this into the ground.
Also, real quick, there is a piece that's coming back in this one that hasn't been seen since a CMF. The pirate on the right, that balding head with a bandana. There was a CMF that was a lot like that back in the day, but I think this is it's cool that we're getting back. And honestly, there's a rumor I've heard. And if they're making that mold, they might use it again. So I'm not going to say anything else.
Rumor has it.
I'll tell you guys afterwards.
Oh.
All right. Next up is the worst set that has
best set of the year.
I hate this set so much.
There's one good thing about it.
Huh?
There is one good thing about it.
You know what? I didn't realize helmet sets were $16 now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it might be more pieces, but this set doesn't look like the N-1 Starfighter. I am sorry.
Hey, 2 figures. It should have been $20.
Well, no, it's a figure and a half, so it's it's $1.15. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
the set is the definition of gray and pokey. I love that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Brad, go into it. Just cut it to pieces. I don't
you want me to go full Brad mode on this?
Yeah, go full Brad mode. It deserves
Danny
it.
Bob made such a good point. This set looks more like a Naboo sub than it does an N-1 Starfighter.
Yeah.
This set is so gray that I don't know. It could be a part of the moon. Like, this set is dumb.
Oh, the last one's gray. We need something more, Brad.
This is what I'll say. And this is the epitome of me hating this set.
Okay.
The Microfighter Razor Crest we got last, like it was 2 Microfighters ago, 10 times better than this. And Zane agrees differently. I have that little Razor Crest in my desk at work, and I love that. It looks like the Razor Crest to me. This does not look like an N-1's. It looks like a great blob. It looks like the old space sets, which would be fine, but it's Star Wars. So
I think it's not bad as a set. I just wish it was $10. Literally, that's my biggest critique, because I'm fine with them finally updating the helmet after all this time. Yeah, it devalues the UCS Razor Crest a little bit.
They keep doing that already.
Color.
So
yeah, this is in a different color. I'm sure we're gonna get this figure in other places, though. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to get this set just for that Mando, I would wait to see if they put any more out. It's not for us. Clearly not for me, because I think I own 1 Microfighter, and it's because it was a gift. So
I have a small collection of Microfighters, and I have actually enjoyed Microfighters since I was pretty young. I do think the Planet series was better.
yeah,
but they keep getting worse, and they keep looking like this is just a gray blob. It doesn't feel like
even
people have been taking the Razor Crest one and turning it into an N1, and it looks so much better.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
Ethan, would you say, as a mock builder and someone who thinks about how bricks connect, is this any good from your perspective?
If I built it, it would definitely be different. I think they just wanted to have the little stud shooter things. But the one good thing about this set, even though it is $16, is if you want the Mandalorian that was in the $500 Razor Crest, the updated one, it's in this one with the.
This is a different figure. The color of the helmet is different.
Yeah, it's a updated version of the Mandalorian. If you want one for $16,
Ross,
I agree with
does have a
Ross.
great point here. $12. I agree. Does it even have any more pieces? I'm so confused on that. Like,
It's because it has a Grogu.
does it?
I have
Is
like
that it?
4 of them. A Lego collector will already have a multiple of them.
Right. Well, here's the thing.
You can
Here's
mix
my
it with
fear.
your baby spaceman.
My fear is that this one, they'll say, like, we're guessing it's $16 because of Grogu. There's a little added value. There's just a little added value. But I'm sure the next Microfighter, unless this is the end of the series, we don't know. I'm sure the next one with 1 figure will also be $16, $17.
This is 88 pieces, by the way.
88. Huh.
But this is the thing. That means at some point here soon, we're not going to have a $10 set for Star Wars. I guess like Brickheadz. But like,
I don't count that.
No.
That's its own thing.
At this point, that tells me that at some point here soon, Lego is
kids.
No, and they're going to keep upping the price, and it's going to be the same argument we made plenty of times, that this is not the way that Lego should be going. But what are you going to do, right? Real quick, the last one had 98 pieces, the Razor Crest one.
And this one is what? 80 something?
88. So it's 10 pieces less, but half a figure.
I don't mean to be that guy, but I'm calling it like it is. On the day that you announce record profits and you put your set up to another $6, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. Like, it hurts me too, because like I remember when I was a kid and how hard it was to get $20. $50.
Yeah, remember when you could get the $10 for like a battle pack, which was awesome?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, granted, inflation sucks. I understand that.
kids might
But
be
I
more
don't
spoiled these
think-
days. I don't know.
Maybe
don't
kids
think
know how to
it's-
make money better than me.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I think this is being stretched a little bit farther. I wish I had the information. Like, I wish I knew exactly why this set was the price it was. I'm not privy to that knowledge, but
I think
I
you
think that would
should
help.
request this one from Land
Maybe I
just so
should.
you can.
no, it doesn't work that way. Maybe I should ask. People are talking about why this set is this price. Any follow?
Because at this point, you can't make the argument that Grogu is a new piece like you could with, like, let's say the first Razor
the
Crest.
helmet is, but that's one part.
No, there's no new parts on the set and I've looked over it pretty closely. And to me, it's like, there's certain sets, but that means also the last set too. Like, I don't know. It's Star Wars. It's that, maybe Star Wars tax is going up and they're like, well, Mandalorian's expensive. So,
Okay, I want to bring this up. I was looking for a place to do it, and I think this is a nice spot. Did you guys hear about what's going on with Funko?
oh yeah, they dumped like 30,000. I think maybe it was more than that, but
Into the landfill.
yeah.
The landfill. Because they have such an overabundance of product that people just aren't buying. And
Yeah, like,
the company is kind of going by the wayside.
Yeah. I've heard that like storage, like they have too many storage containers full of Funko Pops. Like,
So my question is, if Lego is at the top, let's just say, for argument's sake, Lego is at the top of their game as the biggest toy company right now.
yes, they
It's
are.
yeah, but I'm sure somebody out there would argue.
They've beat out
kind of-
Hasbro and all that, at least on sales. So,
Right. My question is, how much do we have to not buy in order for there to actually be a change? Because at this point, the only reason that they can make this price what it is because people are buying it. Do we genuinely think that people are going to buy this set at $16 retail?
I think see, this is the thing. The average consumer walking into a Lego store. Yeah, I saw that too. The
Totally
babies in the
agree.
monitor. I agree.
Totally agree.
If Funko, sorry, side comment here. If Funko ever goes out of business, there's gonna be some crazy price hike, like on the aftermarket for a Funko Pop, dude. Buy the good
The
ones
thing
up
is,
now.
everybody thought the reason he says that, and I laugh about Beanie Babies is, and I thought of this when I originally heard about it too, is, I mean, I used to collect Beanie Babies as a kid because I enjoyed collecting things and I liked stuffed animals.
I had Webkins, so
There you
I
go.
have Webkins. That's
yeah, let's go, homeschool buddies.
I'll be
I
honest.
still remember my password.
I'll be honest. I never had a Webkins. All of my bullies in school loved Webkins, so I wanted to be anti-Webkins. So
Oh man,
that's the sad life of
I
Matt
feel
Mellish.
man.
Charlie Brown. Wow. Anyways, but I don't know if Funko would actually be worth anything if the company completely went out of business, because there are so many. Now, granted, that's why they're dumping them in the landfill, because they don't want to lose their value, and by flooding the market, even though I don't think giving them to charity is necessarily flooding the market, then that would devalue it.
Yeah.
Technically, because there'd be more on.
I think this is the crazy thing about Lego. So I don't think Lego will ever become that
No.
because the toys are timeless. My dad's bricks I have from when he was, young kid, I can use in my collection. Now they're a little bit weak on the grasp and colored, but you can use them in my collection. So
For the sake of argument, though, the reason this happened to Funko was because they were making Funko Pops of everything, everything,
True.
and no one wanted it. Is Lego kind of on the same trajectory with making stuff like this? That
the Lego's smart enough to know how to put a special, like the last miniature Razor Crest, they put a special, like, updated kind of version of him. So all the collectors were like, oh, I got to get that one. Or usually with the small sets or something, they're smart about putting something in that people want. Now this is the one where I don't see something besides the updated helmet. I don't know. I don't think, Moto asks, like, if by we not buying you mean adults or kids? I think just adults in general not
Yeah.
buying it for kids themselves, whoever. I mean, it's so hard to explain because, like, I remember when I worked at the Lego store, random people come off and they'll be like, "Oh, I really want a Lego set. You know, I want something." I'm like, "A Microfighter. Here, get the, you're a big fan of Mandalorian. Here's a figure for that." Because there are people who don't have a Mandalorian figure who this is
Or
going to be
Grogu.
their first. Yeah, exactly. This is going to be their, and it's a perfect one too because everyone wants a combination because they're so cute. Really, honestly, if you want to do a $10 set, just do, I don't know, Mando in the cradle with the baby in it. Like, let's be honest, they charge $10 for that.
I would rather have that for $10 than this.
I agree.
Maybe I'm crazy in saying that, but
I mean, I used to. Okay, so growing up, me and my friend, usually I didn't get much Lego. So me and my friend would buy each other $10 sets for our birthday and stuff, or 10 to 20, a little bit. A lot of times they were microfighters. Like I have the white clone trooper from the Turbo Tank Microfighter, and I actually really like the microfighters because I couldn't get the big set. So I would imagine, like, I love my Episode 2 gunship microfighter because I always wanted a gunship, but I couldn't afford one. So to me, they were great because I imagined them as the big ships. I enjoyed them. The minifigures were awesome, but that's when they had awesome minifigures and unique, like that Episode 2 pilot or the, episode phase 2 clone trooper, plain white. But I agree. So to me, I see why people would want this, but I also just don't understand at the same time.
do you think what if you had to give an average range or like a pinpointed range for an age for this? Who's buying this? Who wants this?
5. It depends because I remember
I asked
seeing,
because you worked at the Lego store.
yeah, I'd say like
don't know who's buying
5 to 12. But also there's the variety of college students who just want a small Lego set and enjoy Star Wars.
They're a casual Mando fan. They see this at the store. You know what? I'll buy it for $10. For $10.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was trying to get out. There's enough of those people that it will sell.
I think Walmart will have it at that price for 2 weeks, and then it'll be back down to 12.
Yeah, I could see 12 to 10. Like I see the price on these dropping, and then I see them being bought up a ton.
I don't know. We can sit here and complain all day about it, but the fact of the matter is, the reason I bring it up is it doesn't matter what the price is. People are still going to buy it, I guess.
But Matt, there's something else that has a very interesting background to it that I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's more.
About.
Yeah. Well, speaking of things people like or other franchises that people feel connected
Speaking
with.
of Disney,
we got a big drop this week with the Disney 100 Years CMF series. This is the third wave. What do you guys think of these? I'm just going to scroll through some of the characters and tell me, what do you think of this? And then how do you think it compares to the last two waves?
I'm shocked. I totally didn't see this coming.
Why? Because it was leaked everywhere.
There's a lot of cool figures.
I'll say this. If we're talking about buying figures, $5 for these high quality figs, I think that's a great deal.
I agree. And I also think this has a lot of figures. The problem is these are blind bags, but these have a lot of figures that little girls, little boys, like people who are Disney fans want. Yeah. Well, you, but I'm all sorry. I was building up to that. Like,
yeah,
everyone wants their, I mean, Moana, we talked about that last week, but there's other figures in this line that people really want. I think the Baymax is the worst one, and I hate to say that because I love Baymax, but I don't think they did a great job on him. Honestly, like there's a lot of these parts that are like, that's just great for castle stuff. I like a lot of them, and there's some that are very nostalgic to me, like the Robin Hood ones. I absolutely loved the Robin Hood cartoon growing up, and it's not just because I'm a castle fan.
I've always been a castle fan.
It's true.
Even when he was younger.
Sure. I like medieval stuff. I like fantasy. Yeah. I like Lord of the Rings. Like, Who's the one on the left there in the pink? Is that
Aurora. She's Sleeping Beauty.
okay? Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty looks like an amazing figure. The Princess and the Frog
Mhm.
looks like an amazing figure. But when it comes down to it, I maybe want to collect one or two of these. I don't usually enjoy the IP themes
Oh, I love
for
them.
as much as other ones. So
I'll say right now, like, I will be getting every single one. I have the full Disney series 1 and 2, so I have to get all of these.
Oh yeah.
But I think out of the 3, these have the highest quality figures.
I
I look
agree.
back at Disney series 1 and I'm like, how did they get away with this? It just didn't seem as high quality.
And some of the best range too, I feel like.
I really liked because they were all kind of like main characters, it felt like, for the most part, with
Yeah.
a few here and there that weren't. Like, you got Stitch.
The Queen of Hearts seems out of nowhere, but also feels like they just want to reuse the piece from the last one. Like,
Well, I don't really know a lot about Alice in Wonderland, but is she from that?
yeah, she's like the bad guy in Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
Which
So they made Alice
in
in series 1. Yeah, Alice
okay.
and the cat, Cheshire Cat. So this as well with those. And that's what I like. It's like,
yeah,
if you kept up with the other 2 series, this fits in with those. It makes sense. Like, the Marvel ones, I've also really enjoyed, and I hope they end up doing a series 2.
Oh yeah. I like the Marvel ones.
But I mean, look at the leg printing, side leg printing,
Yeah.
dual molding, toe printing. Jiminy Cricket does not need toe printing, but he gets it. That's what I
Sure.
really appreciate.
Yeah.
They go above and beyond with the quality, which makes me concerned that the price is going to go up here in a bit.
Well, okay. There's 2 things
They
I
get
don't
the
like
money
about-
back with microfighters.
Yeah, it's sad to me that the Disney ones get like crazy high treatment like this. When they do their original ones, they sometimes don't get this level of quality, which saddens me. So
I also agree. Star Wars CMS would absolutely melt.
yeah, which is why I don't want them to happen at this point.
I do. Come on, Brad.
Okay.
Everybody's happy, so I'm upset.
No, I just don't.
Give an honest opinion why.
For these, you go in and buy like one wave, like that one series, like one of each, and that's it. There's some cool parts and
You're
stuff.
worried about army building, aren't you?
No, but
You
it's
don't
just like, to me, it's like, I really enjoy when it's a bunch of random characters. And when they're throwback to original themes, that's even better. I'm an original theme person. We all know this about me. I enjoy original themes more than. I'm also not the biggest Disney fan. But I don't know. I think this wave is cool. Just to me, I would rather have the last wave we got any week of the day of the week than over these. I do want to get the Stitch for a friend though.
I love them. Ethan, are you getting any of them? Any of them specifically jump out to you?
I really like the movie Coco, so I might get that one.
Yeah,
I think those 2 are cool.
He also comes with an alternative head, the guy on the right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
the
cool.
dog comes with them too. Yeah,
I like
that
the dog.
guitar. That guitar has just such great printing.
Yeah, I have one.
This really, these make up for a lot of other things in a lot of different ways for me. Someone who hates stickers. If this level of quality that we know LEGO can achieve would be throughout the product, man, I would be a happy camper.
Wait, was that a Pinocchio? Does he have what's the
he
head?
does have
a bit of
he has a nose
molded in.
That is awesome. I've never seen that's cool.
That's also like a lot of these parts you can't use. Like if you get an extra one, literally the best thing to do is sell it, because a lot of these extra parts are so unique to these figures that you can't really use them for other stuff. Personally, is also what I kind of don't like about some of them.
I love it. Period. End of
I
story.
finished.
All right. Woo!
I finished.
Well done. Ethan has finished Rivendell.
That was weird timing. This popped up and Ethan finished at the same time.
What? is
talk
that?
about Minecraft Brickheadz.
Honestly, the llama is pretty cool.
I don't know why it says $4.99. I think I forgot to switch out the price. It should be $9.99,
Okay.
and it
I was
doesn't
like,
release May 1st.
$4.99.
We don't know. We don't know when it releases. I don't know why it kept that because I know that I changed that. Interesting. Weird. Okay. Anyways, and the piece count is not accurate to anything. It's just the same as something else. So whatever. Anyways, look at the Brickheadz.
I think the llama is cool. I'm kind of happy they made that. That llama
Okay.
makes me happy.
But for
What?
the 200th Brickhead,
Yeah, I don't get that. Why did they do that? Like, you'd think it would be like Star Wars or something else. Also, I feel like they've hit 200. Like,
it could have been anything else. Anything else would have made more sense than this llama.
oh, do the Lord of the Rings one as a 200th. I don't like, yeah, or
Maybe
even
they
like, why
like-
did they do Alex? Why didn't they do like
Why didn't-
Alex as the 200?
Why didn't they do something else other than Minecraft? Why didn't they do Redbeard? Why
Maybe
didn't
they'll
they
do something special at 250.
Okay,
It's
I think that okay, so real quick, the first Brickhead was 2016, and I think the first one was Marvel. Might be wrong. One second, I'm looking here because I'm curious to see
Okay,
what the
no,
first
yeah,
one
do
was.
the research. I just don't understand who. Okay, so here's my problem. Here's my biggest problem with it. People are gonna buy the llama just because it says that number on it, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, so the first 4 Brickheads was Batman, Batgirl, Robin, and the Joker from the Lego movie.
Was the first ones?
First 4, yes. Number 100 was a sheep. Just the Easter sheep was number 100.
So they really don't care at all.
So to me, what this tells me is that they don't care, and it just happens to fall on those numbers.
Yeah, they do not care whatsoever.
But wasn't 150 like Star Wars? No, 175 was a Star Wars one. What was 150?
I wouldn't say a flat number would be an anniversary.
150 was Ahsoka. That's what it was.
I think that's a better option than
Yeah.
anything else.
I think the Lord of the Rings one would have been better as 200, but that's just me. It was 50. So I'm just like really curious. There's actually a whole website dedicated to this. So
Does that zombie even look like a zombie to you?
number 50 was Hedwig. So 3 out of the whatever have all
They
been
don't
animals.
care.
They don't. Sorry.
That looks like the Hulk more than a zombie.
It
to
looks
me.
like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
or like Beast Boy. Something. It does not look like a Minecraft zombie. Like picture it without the box, just sitting there on your shelf. That looks a little strange.
Yeah.
Where's Steve?
They
Well,
already
he
made him
one.
the creeper.
Yeah.
It was a combined. Wasn't that a Comic-Con set?
Huh?
I might be wrong. For some reason, I thought that was a Comic-Con set or like some other convention. It was
Let me
exclusive
quickly
somewhere.
check.
I could be wrong. Look, I've said it before. I'll say it again.
Life moves pretty fast.
I'm not a fan of Brickheads. They're just the Funko Pops of Lego, and we see where Funko is going. So I honestly, how many more Brickheads do you think they're gonna make?
Oh, so many. Literally every character. Okay, so 58 and 59 was Steven and Creeper. Wow, that is terrifying. Okay.
Jude says it like it is. It looks like garbage.
So basically a landfill.
Look,
Too
I
soon?
understand that there are collectors who like to collect everything Minecraft. I understand that there's people out there who like to collect all the Brickheads. After 200, I think it's time to move on to something else. That's just me. That's just me.
That's a
I
lot.
don't see a lot of people
They
coming
need to-
out for it. I want to know, are there any Brickheads fans out there? Because I want to understand why, like what the draw is for you. Like, I really do. It's not for me, so I want to hear somebody else's perspective who can actually explain it better
See,
than we
to me, the animals, I can understand people liking. They're cute.
The first wave I understood, like
Yeah.
the basic superheroes, you know, the
Yeah.
nerd ones.
Well,
That makes
so to
sense.
me, like I remember when I was working at the Lego store, I'd recommend Brickheadz as like people were like, I want to get my girlfriend into it or whatever. Brickheadz were a big thing for that. And I remember recommending a lot of the animals because there was two instruction booklets in it. I don't know.
I want to be a Brickheadz fan. It's a better value than Funko Pops. It's like a cheap thrill. Yeah, these are a better value because you actually get Lego. Like,
Yeah.
you can combine it with the rest of your collection. A Funko Pop just sits there.
Yeah, I don't know. They're crap. Let's call it like it is.
I'm not going to say it's crap because I don't think that they are. You know, they come with printed pieces, so that's a big draw to me. But I would rather take the amount of effort it takes to make those printed pieces and put it into something else.
Agreed.
What does Mr. Sora say? I think the draw for Brickheadz is when you get a character and then they make a brick. When you like a character and they make a brickhead of it. Emily loves the Disney ones and I like the Lord of the Rings one. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So it's not necessarily for the set itself, but it's a way of showing your appreciation for the.
Also, I agree with a couple of Brickheadz here. There's no strategy. There's no push.
No.
Yeah.
I agree with Jude. It looks like garbage.
Is there a Brickheadz community? I guess that's what I'm asking. Like,
I'm sure there. Oh, I know there are. And there's a lot of custom Brickheadz. A lot of builders create custom Brickheadz.
Anything okay, but let's be honest though. Anything that Lego has done, there's a community built around that. Even like there's Dots fans, there's the art fans, there's whatever there is. Even though we find it stupid, there's the Galador fans. Looking at you, Mark Erickson.
I think he likes that. Ironically, I wouldn't say this unironically.
You got to be careful. Sometimes it rubs off. There's the Fabuland friends, like for Bricks and is it Fabuland? I don't know. There's whatever the one that she likes. Like there's people who enjoy,
Was it Belleville?
Yeah, Belleville.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Belleville.
There's people who enjoy, and then it's like they'll make. We got that Bionicle GWP. What do we see? A ton of people make custom versions of that.
That was cool.
So whatever there is, there's suddenly like a fan group that pops up around it. And even if it's very small, there is people who enjoy them. I just don't think they're a great investment personally.
I've just never seen anybody buy one, like personally.
I mean, I've bought a few.
Yeah. Ethan, do you own any Brickheadz?
1, 2.
Skilly dilly do.
I mean, I bought the.
I got the Lord of the Rings ones because it was a gift with
and
purchase.
Then the Mandalorian Grogu were like the only ones.
Those are the two that I got.
Yeah,
best gift with purchase ever, right, Ethan?
Oh wait, yeah. Did you get those?
I got another set too. I don't know what it was. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, was that the truck? Did they still have the truck around?
No truck. It was this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Didn't you have to spend $400 to get that?
Was it 400?
Yeah. Isn't Rivendell 5?
Yeah. I used $60 of VIP points to get it.
Oh, that's smart. Unprofessional AFall says bought a few my stocking stuffers. Yeah,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
To me, there's that, and like I remember when I was dating my ex, like gifts to girlfriends. Like she found them cute and stuff. Like I don't know. I just
a Disney CMF is probably way better and cheaper.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, I personally don't think Disney CMFs are a good investment. A
couple of Brickheads says, I use Mando Grogu as a doorstop. I got so many for $3 on clearance.
That is great.
One thing that I remember, this was Brick Rodeo 2018. I forget. But there's this one vendor that sold Brickheadz for $3, and a lot of people, I guess my group that I was hanging with, would buy Brickheadz and trade them for like $6. So they would just have a whole cycle of buy these Brickheadz for $3 and trade them in for like $8 of store credit. I remember, again, they That's funny.
That's
Here's
smart,
my
though.
question. Here's my question about Brickheadz. And just, I guess, collecting in general. This is kind of an aside. But could you imagine? So, Brickheadz just comes out. You're like, I like these. I'm going to get a couple. You find yourself collecting. You know how it is. It's very easy to fall into that trap. There's only 10 out. I can get them all. I'm just going to get them all. I already have 5. May as well get the next 5.
But you know what, though? There's like, 10 Brickhead sets that come out a year? If that, let's say, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Like, there's usually...
I think there's more than that.
Yeah, if there's 200 and they've 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 21. How many years have they been out? I don't want to count.
23.
I only have
I've
so
been
many
around for like
fingers.
Yeah.
They've been out for
Been out
7
for
years. Holy
7
crap.
Right.
So
So that's my point. How long does it take you to say, you know what? I'm not collecting these anymore.
I don't know. I mean,
Are there people with all 200?
There was one person who I knew who had a ton of them on a special display. I can't remember her name, but she was one of the OG Lego TikTokers. All I remember her profile was a nurse.
Lego for
Ego.
I saw her come back.
Yeah, she's back.
today.
She's back. But she was a Brickheadz fan. I do remember that because she had a whole stack of them, like a special thing of them. But I don't know if she ever kept up with them. So
how many Brickheads are in like groups of 4? Like what's that?
There's quite a few.
So there are. I guess that's how the number got up.
Yeah, and there's groups of 2. So my thing is like compared to getting a modular every year, or like just not a modular, the whole Star Wars wave every year. Let's be honest, getting all the Brickheads that year is a lot simpler because they're spread out and they're $10 to $20.
Right.
In my opinion, if you were wanting to get everything of something, Brickheads. Now, a lot of them older ones have went up in price, but Brickheads are actually one of the better, like easier if you started in the beginning going, in my opinion.
That would be 2,000 and a significant amount of change tax wise.
I spent that.
But that's not that bad. In all honesty,
like
2 Rivendels is $1,000.
Real crazy story. I was at the Lego store today. They told me that someone spent $5,000 last night, and they bought 2 Eiffel Towers, 2 Colosseums, 2 DeLoreans, 2 Bows. Yeah, like
why?
That sounds like a reseller, but
that sounds like a reseller to me. It sounds like a reseller to me.
It sounds like a bad reseller to me.
Yeah, didn't wait for double VIP.
And the guy didn't even have a VIP card.
No, this sounds like
what's a VIP card?
They got
I saw a
us
TikTok video about Lego investing, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to do $5,000 of it." I wish me luck.
He did. They did say they got him to sign up for one, but literally someone else in the store was like, "Hold up, you can use my VIP card if you want."
I don't think he was a reseller anymore. I think he was just confused.
I think he had some kids that he really wanted to help out.
Maybe.
Ooh. I'm really loving the conversation today in the comments. You guys are awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's a shotgun approach to the Brickheads. Lots of themes and numbers don't have a sense for people in the community to collect, as I guess people will just collect the one theme they like. That's true. There's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of...
So if you're a Minecraft collector and you have every single Minecraft set for some strange reason, or if you just want the Brickheads of the Minecraft characters, but it's what, like 5 Brickheads, if that?
Yeah.
That makes more sense. I own one, and it's the Ahsoka, and it's because I really like the character, like Ross was talking about. Like that's purely the only reason. I don't really like Brickheads.
That's why I got my
that one spoke to me.
Yeah. So I got my Mando and I think the Grogu one is really the best one in my opinion. But
I took apart the Mando. I see it on my shelf, and I took a lot of parts off of it.
I don't know. I will say, okay, we really want to talk about like investing and stuff. I will say this is a discussion I've been wanting to have with you guys because something I was having discussed with someone else. Disney CMFs and IP CMFs are not always the best investment. And this is why I think this is.
Depends.
If someone told me they had series 2 and they have the whole series on Bricklink and it doesn't sell. And I think this is why, because the people who want, like the casual fans don't know Bricklink and those kinds of places exist.
Yeah.
Unless you're dropping the price and putting them on eBay.
Why do you think Whatnot has done so well?
Yeah, exactly. Like your hardcore fans know where to find stuff they want. But a lot of your hardcore fans aren't trying to just go after, a Disney one that they missed or something like that. A lot of like it's Marvel or Star Wars or older themes. Like I think Lego Castle in Space does a lot better because there's hardcore fan groups around those at this point. Like they're Lego fans. They're fans of
Right.
Lego and they know about Bricklink. They know about their secondhand websites. So I don't know.
I think that would actually make them more expensive though if they didn't. That's why I think they are a good investment, because it's not just a Lego fan who wants it. It's a Disney fan. It's a Marvel fan. And once they're off the shelves, once they're retired, those people don't know where to go to get them. Now, granted, that's why they can't sell them on those websites.
Yeah.
But if you sell them somewhere else, Whatnot, somewhere like that, eBay probably even, I think they go for more.
I agree.
What you got there?
I got
a
a
Hobbit booty,
Frodo. Yeah. A badunkadunk.
a bumpy booty.
Yeah, and I agree with this. The hardcore fans in the shops feeling for the bags they want.
Yeah. But
and
that's
yeah, they
when they're
are
on the
widely
shelves.
pre-
That's when they're on the shelves.
Yeah. Well, all I'm trying to say is like the hardcore fans, they know where to go and find the stuff they want at this point. So stuff that the hardcore fans like, big one being Star Wars. I think if a Star Wars wave ever did come out, those would be one of the best investments you could ever do. But like there are hardcore Lego fans who are Marvel. I feel like, I don't know. I'm just trying to say like, I don't know. I feel like that's
I
very
understand what you're
interesting.
saying.
I think there's
Yeah.
a very interesting, I've never thought about it before, is certain stuff doesn't do as well because it's not, the hardcore fans don't care as much about it on secondhand sites. And they're usually the ones looking around for stuff. So on those sites.
Well, yeah. The question is, who's buying it? Is it more Lego fans, Disney fans, or the crossover?
Yeah,
It's hard for us to know that.
true.
I like them because I'm both. Like,
Yeah.
It's the perfect storm. Same with the Marvel ones.
And it's
don't know,
why I
did I-
like the Lord of the Rings sets because
Right.
of that. Yeah. Which
Did I tell you
Lord of the
guys
Rings-
I bought a whole Marvel box for resale?
Yes.
I'm
I
not
think
gonna,
those
I'm
ones
gonna
will
wait.
resell well.
I'm
But
gonna wait on those for a while.
Oh yeah.
But
well, all I'm also talking to CFs. Come on, Lord of the Rings. Just saying, Lord of the Rings CMF wave would be one of the second best waves that they could ever do.
I will make an argument, and this is what I've noticed over time. It sounds like a no-brainer, but
Yeah.
I don't think we think about it very often. I think that Lego fans specifically are always going to be willing to pay more, like you were saying, than just a Disney fan for something Lego.
Yes.
So, like, remember, when the soccer wave came out of Lego CMS?
Yes.
You know how they're like really, really expensive?
Yes.
Yeah.
People will still buy them because they have all the other minifigures. Like, that's why they're dishing out cash for those. That's why they're so highly valued. Once again, something is only worth what people are willing to pay for it.
Yes.
So, like,
No.
if you're just a Disney fan, I don't think you're going to be willing to pay a high price for the CMFs. But if you have Series 1 and 2, or maybe you have Series 2 and you're going to get 3, but that makes you get Series 1, then you go online and Series 1 becomes more. There's a higher
I
demand
agree.
for it, so it becomes more expensive. But I think the Lego fans specifically are always going to be willing to pay more. The Redbeard we talked about last week, for example, that's always going to be worth more than other stuff that isn't just geared towards Lego specific fans.
I agree. Yeah. I think it's always very interesting what Lego is worth because you never know what's gonna happen to something. So
Right.
I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Hasn't Star Wars got a bigger reach than other themes for going outside of Lego community to people seeing them with few spare bucks in their pocket and buying them out of interest? That is true. and usually that brings people in. I don't know. It's really hard to explain because there's still people who buy Lego Star Wars stuff who become Lego fans and get deep into the culture. And there's a lot more you can do with Star Wars stuff that's more than just displaying the figures. Like a lot of people army build or mock building around Star Wars is one of the biggest things. So
I think Star Wars is the gateway drug for a lot of
yes.
people.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I was a Star Wars, like Star Wars and Lego was big. Like those,
Right.
I bought the sets that I enjoyed the movies of and vice versa. So
there's also a bigger Star Wars Lego community than most other themes. And I think like people who are Star Wars fans, just in general, find those communities online specifically. And then that gets them interested because they know that there's other people out there who like it, who talk about it regularly. And they're like, that's cool. I'll go and buy one. And then they feel like they're a part of the community, and then they get drawn into buying more.
Yeah, and Lego Star Wars, like the Lego Star Wars community, has like they talk more than the rest. So
correct, they're louder. We'll put it.
Yeah, good and bad.
I think that's the thing is a lot of communities are very quiet. It's why I try to be very loud about Castle because I want that to be a louder voice heard. I don't want it to just be Star. And I think that's the thing is a lot of communities are silenced because of Star Wars, but that's just me. So
I think I think we did well tonight in talking about the different stuff that we did for news because I don't know. I'm not afraid to say that I dislike something, but I'm also not afraid to say how much I love something and I hope something continues. Like the Disney ones. Like I love the Disney CMFs, the Microfighter, and obviously not as much. The Brickheadz, I could take or leave. And that's
I'd rather
my
get 3 of the
opinion.
Disney CMFs over
Yeah, exactly. And the Snub Fighter I think is cool. It's just overpriced.
Yeah.
But like what an incredible value for the Disney CMF. So like I guess it all balances out at a certain point. My point being, I wish more Star Wars fans, when they saw something that they liked or that was going well for the theme, I wish they pointed that out more often than just like saying, I don't like this. Oh, this is overpriced. Like, say what you do like. And when you get it, be happy for it.
Yeah. This is a really good. Sorry, this is a really. I'm looking at the comments here, trying to pull some of
you're
these
fine.
in. CMS should be used as a gateway. Regular series, much more limited run than licensed series. And that's kind of what's been happening. I've noticed, like, usually you get 2 or 3 of the other ones. I think honestly, CMFs would be one of the best gateways if they weren't blind bags. If you knew what figure was going to be in there, dude, those would go crazy. Because like, this is an example. I was at the Lego store. Maybe not the best. I was at the Lego store. This kid was a big soccer fan, and he picked out the soccer Barcelona Brickheadz set. And then Baum was like, he's a huge soccer fan. He loves soccer. And I was like, oh, did you see the soccer referee, which comes with a soccer ball? And she's like, wait, what? And I showed them. They're like, oh, didn't even know that was in there.
Yeah.
So to me, a lot more people would be like, oh gosh, that's super cool. I want a soccer figure. I want that. Like, I had a coworker who he happened to find my channel and saw I talked about the soccer figure and was like, oh, that's super cool. I really want to go find. I went and found him one for him because I like doing that for
Well,
him.
they don't know how to feel the bag.
Yeah. And I was like trying to explain it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a Lego run. I'll pick up some. So I think honestly, if blind bags weren't blind bags, or in a way, there's some of them, if they weren't, they would do really well because they would be a gateway of $5 cool action figure type things that people could put in.
They would be $10 if they were labeled.
That's fair. Also, putting it that way makes me realize how much the CMFs are specifically geared towards Lego fans who are knowledgeable about them, because on the packs, they don't even show you all the figures that you can get from it, which is, I think, kind of dumb. Like, I think you're right. More people would buy it if they could see, like, oh, this comes with a soccer player. This comes with an orc. This comes with a koala. Yeah. Like, I want that. Show it. Don't show it on the inside. Show it on the back, or find a way to present it on the shelf. Now, granted, if you find the box, you see them all. That's one way of doing it, I suppose. But
I don't know. I'm just trying to. I don't know. I've really fallen in love with CMFs lately.
Oh, I've always
I love
been
CMFs.
a big fan.
I kind of knew about them growing up, but I never really got into them.
Yeah.
And the more recently, especially with the castle ones and all those, like I find it see a CMF wave coming out, especially when it's the random ones. I get really excited about those. Like to me, that was bigger deal when I saw that Falconer, Astronaut, and Orc than like
Series 23 knows.
Yeah, no. And I'm not saying all are good. Like I'll complain about a lot of them just like everyone else, but I don't know. To me, it's just like I see a bunch of them and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Like I wouldn't mind if we got a series of 6 that were just all solid if they were shown. Like, I don't know. I have really fallen in love with them, and especially since I'm doing more videos and research on them. Like there's ones that are connected to old themes, and I absolutely love that. But there's also some really cool random ones that are just cool and random. So
we'll enjoy this last wave because there'll be boxes.
And you guys all make fun of me for buying up crazy amount of orcs because once we go to boxes, I'm not going to be able to touch them as well. Like
I think like
it's fun to make fun of you, but I understand it.
I do too. I mean, it's the same for army building in general. It's why people buy hundreds of battle packs. I understand it. The thing is, I think we'll adapt. We will evolve in finding out how. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to find out what's in the box.
Yeah, what's in the box? That's a TikTok hook. What's in the box? It's more of a chance of like
honestly,
you have no clue.
I wonder, and I really want to find someone who would be willing to do this. Is set up a trading site just for like CMFs. Like people are like, I'm looking for these ones. I'm trying to find this many.
How do you trust them?
I don't know. There has to be something to go through.
There's a middleman. There's a middleman who gets like.
Well, that and
if Brad and Ethan want to trade, in order to know that both of you are going to send them, you can't just send them to each other. So you have to go through me, and then if the other person,
how do we know to trust you?
So if Ethan doesn't send me his orc, and you send the spaceman that Ethan wants, I send back your spaceman, Brad, because Ethan didn't. He fell through. He flaked on you.
Yeah,
that might work.
I don't know. Boxes are going to do is every time you walk in a Walmart or Target, you're going to see open boxes. It's going to be really bad.
That's my fear.
It's already bad with like just the bags. With boxes, people are going to be like, oh, and they're going to, especially if you're under 12. I mean, I never did. Okay, I never did this, but some people are.
I was working at the Lego store one day when a kid literally ripped the top off of like a $10 set, and I was like, I'm walking in a different direction. This is not. I don't get paid enough for this. Like, we thought about this too. But I guess we could technically be arrested for having a scale. So
I'll tell you what. If I get them sent to me through LAN, or even if I buy like a whole box at some point, like I don't know what's gonna happen. I will weigh them all out, and I'll give you a rundown of all the weights.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
watch them be different. You have this minifigure that's the same, and then you have this minifigure that's the same, but there's different weights.
All I'm gonna say is there's gonna be a lot of trading in the community at Lego conventions. There's gonna be a lot of people bringing all their CMFs to trade, and I don't know. I think there's gonna be a huge community aspect. I think the community is gonna figure out a way to make it.
The question, yeah, I agree 100%. The question also is, do you know how they do like the half of the series boxes? Like there's 6 figs in one box for $30.
I think you're guaranteed. I think you're guaranteed 6 random figures, but it's not always guaranteed.
So there's different. I know this for a fact. There's A box, B box, C box, and D box. If you get A and B, you have a whole series. If you get C and D, you have a whole series. But if you get A and C, some of them might be different. Or some of them will be the same, but a few of them will be different. Same for B and D, or A and A are obviously going to be the same. Okay. So I think more people, if that continues with the boxes, more people will be buying more of those, and then the ones that they don't want, that's what will get traded out after they're already opened.
Watch this. After they do boxes for a few years, they're gonna create sets of 12 minifigs, and they'll be impossible to army build. just watch it be like a $30 set with just
They
12
just put out the whole
Oh.
series. Put out the whole series.
I don't know. I think CMFs is like 5 to, some plays can be 6, 7, whatever. I think those do so well on their own. Like, I think about a wave comes in and literally all of them except maybe 2 go in the first day sometimes, at least when they first come out. Like, you think about it, they do super well. And I think because of that, LEGO will keep them going. But I think it'll be very interesting to see. I don't know. Maybe less than
They're not as mainstream like we were talking about.
No, but I think also like Mario and video, like we've seen what happens when they turn into boxes.
Maybe
this
Lego,
is their way of cutting them out.
Yeah, maybe Lego doesn't like doing CMFs and they're just trying to slowly. They know if
But
they cut them off, that
they
the
know that
community will.
I don't know, because they
That
usually
could be.
reuse ideas for something that was supposed to be in something else. Like
You know
a
what that
lot of
calls for?
CMS people don't realize are actually ones that were supposed to be in some other set.
You know
Like
what that calls for, Ethan.
It's probably really hard to create CMFs, and it's easier to create brickhead llamas and still or
I don't know. I think CMFs are gonna stay. Their only reason they're doing this, quote unquote, is for the environment. Which,
So they say.
honestly,
Brad.
If they're not gonna do CMFs, bring back the $5 impulse buy sets. That's all I'm saying. It's a little tiny set with a figure, a good figure. It's not like
let's
bad poly
pretend
bag.
we are the CEOs of Lego and
Okay.
say, okay, we are producing CMFs. What is our benefit with them?
You can reuse ideas from other themes that never went through or sets that were never made. You can reuse like all that time wasted making, let's say, a figure. Because I know that's how a bunch of them have come along. Can be reused for this.
Well, we got Ninjago. We'll send them to the farms next. What is the downside of it?
It's
probably
got a more of a. I think it has more of an overhead cost for that in particular because of all the printed parts and the specialized prints for the actual figs that are never going to be reused for anything else.
Because is it worth it? Like maybe they see it where it's not worth it, and they're just trying to kind of
I don't know.
hide them. We're done. We don't like producing these.
Honestly, anymore. I don't want them to ever go away because I really do love CMFs. And I don't think Lego's doing it on purpose. But for the record, that's what I would always say.
Yeah, I don't notice them saying that.
I don't either. Just at a yeah.
But this is also
I could see them.
CMFs can be used to trial and test new designers. Or trial and test other stuff too. Yes, I do agree. Video wasn't fair. The whole thing was pretty bad.
What does Wrathful say? Do we want to watch it?
He needs to make a video out of something Ethan said. I guess Ethan said something not G-rated.
I heard what he said. I gave Wrathful a project for Brad. A gift for Brad. I wonder if he made it.
I don't see that in the meme cast. I don't know. I think CMFs will stay. And I
hope so.
I mean, there's room. We at least know they're going to stay out through this year. I don't know. Maybe wave 50 they'll end.
The question is, do we think people will buy less?
I think they will. The other hard thing is like, will they be buying more because they need to find? It would be so much harder to find
out.
But I also think people will be like, I was talking about this with Fazoom and those guys. Like, you think about it, I just bought $500 worth of CMF. Let's just say I hit that 100 mark.
50 figs. How many is? Wait, that's how many figs is 500?
That's $500 would be 100 figs.
100 figs. Okay.
Yeah. With the
I know
packs and all of that, or the ones I had to get from 6 because it was from Walgreens. Whatever it is, I just spent $500 on CMS, which
that's a TikTok hook.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if it's 500 because I guess technically between the Falconers
I
and all the
just spent
orcs, yeah.
$500 on Lego CMFs.
But okay, so
I first build this fig, then I do this fig, and then 500 figs later, and
2 hours later.
all right, this is what I'm trying to think about here. But if I'm like, hey, I can't army build. Let's say they come out with a knight on the next wave, or a spaceman, or whatever. I think about Troubles Bricking Dana. He bought 100 and I think it's like 150 astronauts or something like that.
It's crazy.
Lego isn't going to be getting that same out. Maybe we'll be able to try to get 10 if we can get our hands on 10. My goal is like, maybe 9 or 10. It's 10. If I can get my hands on 10 of the exact same one, that'd be a miracle. So instead of getting 100 of those or 50 of them or as many as I can get, you're losing like $400 just from someone like me who's going to army build them. And I'm not even the person who's going like $200-300.
They must be thinking it's going to balance out. They have to be.
It's
It's
true.
the only way to look at it.
Because I'm going to have to buy a ton of... I'm going to just have to keep buying them. And then I honestly might just do a bricklink store just to sell off the ones I don't want. Or find someone who's a trading partner who's going to want to trade with me like I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
or just throw them away.
Or use the pieces. I mean, whatever it is. Like, either I'm going to try to make my money back or whatever. Like, but I also don't... Bricklink, an open figure is going to be like...
A lot more.
Let's just say the orc is, I've been seeing it for $13 to $15 on Bricklink.
Which is already insane.
Yeah. I'm going to be seeing it for 20 to 30 maybe.
I don't know. I would test my luck and buy 6 CMFs. I would hope I would at least buy one of them. That's like if you bought 6 CMFs that were in a box, what are your chances of getting an orc or maybe 2?
So bad.
I like testing my luck.
If you think about it, there's 12 total. And on top of that, each one would have maybe less now because I don't know how many. Do we know how many are in the Mario boxes? I'm trying to think.
Mario boxes?
Like how many of the Mario, like each of the Mario ones are in a case? I'm just trying to think because
I have no idea.
I don't think it's going to be 36. It's going to be like 24 in a case.
I think what I'll probably end up doing is just buying a whole case.
Yeah, I think same.
Thing. What if there's only 6 different figures? Like they kind of...
Then we'll find something else.
Honestly, if they do drop it down to 6, that'd be preferable because then you're gonna easier to get duplicates of the ones you want. So I don't know.
If you want duplicates, I don't really care to have duplicates, honestly.
I do.
Yeah, but of this wave, normally you wouldn't for the...
Oh, Disney. Oh yeah, Disney. Like I could care less. I don't know. Shy says, watch since there have been will be no one able to feel them up or prevent those from wanting to jack them. They're going to be taxed more. These will be high on shrink list.
On the shrink list. What does he mean by that exactly?
Yeah.
Shrink equals loss, he says.
Oh, loss.
So I think what he's saying is it'll be harder for Lego in terms of selling them. Like they won't want to produce them because they're just going to sit there.
Yeah.
Or
maybe, I don't know.
Be opened. So they're gonna incur more of a loss by creating them than they would if they profited.
I don't know. And I know they tried paper bags, but
what about Ziploc bags?
Plastic still.
I think you're right, Brad. I think there is going to have to be a community solution, and it might bring the community together, which, that's great. If that's the case, it'd be really cool. It'd be really cool. I saw on TikTok at one point, you guys may have seen this too. Somebody, you're going to have problems with doing this, but somebody put on a telephone pole a box with a door on it, and it said on the outside, had a sign minifigure trade, Lego figure trade, and you could put any figures in there that you wanted to, but the rules
Well, yeah, that's like the
are
book trading ones.
right to put one in and take one out. Well, you know, people are going to
Yeah.
take them all. And
See, this is why I really hope a used Lego store opens up near me, because then I'll just be able to go in there, get store credit for the ones I, got that were extra or whatever, like maybe I'll just start saving up all my CMFs. So when I go to like Andy's once a year, I'll just be like, all right, I got a ton of CMFs for you guys.
trade.
Honestly, used Lego stores, business idea to anybody who runs a used Lego store out there. Use your store as a community area to trade CMFs. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I think that and that's the thing. You got to I would love like actual Lego stores to become that, but that's not when it happens. So use Lego stores. You got a chance to really build your community of the people around you in like that. I don't know. So
Yeah, I could just picture Brad setting up shop outside of his local Lego store with a table saying, "You got any orcs?"
no, I'm just
Will
gonna,
buy orcs.
Like
be
a
like
lemonade stand.
the parking lot of the mall that I go to, just like hiding behind cars, people coming out with Lego bags. You got any CMFs? You want some CMFs, guys?
Want to buy some CMFs?
Well, I think we buried this topic
I
into the
think
ground as well.
This was such a casual conversation show today.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it though. It was
It
different.
was fun. It
It
was
was
fun.
different. Zane threw off our plans for Thunderdome, so you have to come back next week.
Yeah,
You
I
wanna
want
see
to
us-
like reveal my awesome but I won't.
You want to see us all compete for what we think would be the next best classic themed gift with purchase. You have to come back next week.
Sure. Well, I guess I'm taking us out of here, guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. And, there's probably going to be a ton of crazy stuff coming out over the next week. So don't forget to tune in next week. 1 for Thunderdome, but 2 for any Lego news. And hey, if there's conversations you want us to talk about, because we'd love talking about Lego, whatever it is, come to our Discord and tell us in the Discord. So, you know what? Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.